Call this meeting to order, starting with the determination of the quorum.
Mr. Chairman, we have 6 present and 1 absent, so we do have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next, we'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with leadership and justice for all. All right, thank you all for being here this evening. Our first item of business is to approve the agenda. I'll entertain a motion at this time to approve the agenda. It is in the most recent agenda. There's an item, which item is it going to be in there as? Item 10K. It was in the most recent version of the agenda, so I don't think it's an amendment.
It's in board book.
It is in board book that way.
It was posted or added to board book after it was posted.
So there's no reason to amend the agenda as it is in board book at this time, but if you downloaded an earlier version, you might be missing it, so.
So you have it in hard copy.
So I don't know that we need to amend the agenda, but we do need to be aware of that if your current agenda doesn't reflect that. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. That puts first thing on the agenda is the recognitions and awards. There's been some last minute additions to that, so I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Sesker to bring those forward.
Yeah, first of all, I want to introduce Mike Mayak. Mike was the candidate that our committee is recommending for hire for the middle school principal position. So thank you, Mike, for coming down here and taking the time to watch us all work. And the next person I'd like to introduce is Noah Bussman. He's our head of food service now. I don't know, Noah, if you want to say anything about the food service. I'll put you on the spot, but you don't.
Yeah, why not, right?
Okay, go ahead. And Kathy right next to him too. Kathy.
There's a microphone if you'd like to step forward.
Go ahead, step by the mic.
I'm usually loud enough, you can hear me anyways, because I work in the kitchen. But with all the publicity we've had with the school lunches, I'm having some vendors, some local celebrities come into the school this week, and going to follow up with a survey I had for the kids, and just trying to do a lot of positive movement, and trying to keep everybody happy and keep everybody healthy. So I'm having fun, and I feel pretty welcome in the community. So hi.
Thank you, Noah.
Thanks, Noah.
Chef's the doorway.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
That's it. All right. Thank you all. Next on the agenda, item number 4 is the community comment time. This is a time for any members of the community to come forward and address the board with any comments or concerns they would like to share. There is a 3-minute limit per speaker and a 15-minute limit per topic. So any members who would like of the community who would like to come forward at this time may do so.
My name is Carol Juglin, and I am a parent of a high schooler. And just a general question, I'm just curious, I had a brief discussion earlier, but when you receive a recommendation to terminate a position, I'm just curious, how much information are you provided before you vote on a life-changing event like that for someone?
So there's always confusion about this part. This is not a question and answer time, unfortunately. So,
Okay.
so it's
Sorry.
not a time in which I can bring that. I can answer those questions ahead of time or after the meeting. We'd be happy to follow up with any questions that anybody might have at this time. So I apologize for that. I know it can be frustrating. Any other community comments or questions? All right, thank you all. Next up is our consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Actually, before we do that, are there any items on the consent agenda that anyone would like to remove? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All Right, we have a motion and a second to approve. There is no discussion on this item. Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
Aye.
Jerry Robichaud, Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 6 in favor, 0 against.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up is the Curriculum Committee. Item 6A. Colleen Cornudo, you have a report for us.
We don't have an update on the curriculum committee because our meeting is coming up April 7th. We do have an update, however, on technology, which is next on your agenda, so would you like me to move to that? Okay, so we're gonna update you on technology. Basically, with technology, we have posted the integration/media specialist positions. That should be closing here shortly, and we hope to interview within the month of April, and hopefully find 2 great candidates for our new specialist positions. We have also been busy continuously working on our technology plan. We're building it, wanting to roll it out to the community probably at the beginning of the next school year, just kind of getting input from community and other people outside of the district, just to take a look at that in the near future. And the other thing that we've been working on is the upcoming summer academy for our staff. The dates on that are going to be June 9th through June 12th. The hope is to offer a variety of workshops using several of our own staff members to do the training, but we do intend to hire a couple other people on the outside also to do the training, possibly somebody from the Apple company, in which we hope to be leasing iPads. That's coming up later in that meeting. And so that's pretty much the update on technology for this month.
All right,
Any questions?
any questions for Colleen? All right,
Thank
thank you very much. And that covers item 6B, if I understood that correctly as well, right? Technology update? All right, thank you very much. Next up is item 7, policy. Policy committee report. Do we have any reports from the policy committee? Or should we move into the policies themselves?
Deb was at the policy
Right.
committee, and she saw the policies and helped approve them, and these are the ones that we're recommending for first reading.
All right, so we have 4 policies in front of us. These policies are for first reading, which means we are not taking action on them tonight. These are policies that we are looking at, and we can bring any questions that we have for the policy committee at this time, or any time between now and our next business meeting, at which time it will be there for a second reading, and we will take action to adopt those policies. So the policies in front of us this evening are policy 534, the delinquent meal account, policy 705, investments, policy 707, transportation of public school students, and policy 516, student medication. Are there any questions on any of those policies at this time?
Mr. Chair,
Please.
policy 534, maybe Mr. Sesker can go over the details. Is there any changes or what exactly we're changing there?
Yeah, we changed the policy from, the policy actually was saying that if a student in the elementary school or the middle school had an account that was overdrawn, then we would deny them a lunch for that account. And we've changed that now so that grades kindergarten through 8th grade, no student shall be denied a reimbursable breakfast or lunch if the food service account is negative, unless the account has been closed, obviously. Then it says the food service staff may limit reimbursable breakfast, lunch options to students with a negative account. Students will not be allowed to purchase any a la carte items if the account is negative. So basically what that's saying is that we're never going to deny a kid in K-8 any sort of meal or hot meal. At the 9-12 level, we're a little bit different. The food service may limit the reimbursable lunch or breakfast options to students in a negative account. Students will not be allowed to purchase any a la carte items if the account is negative. After 5 days, if the account is still negative, the food service staff may discontinue serving meals to the student. And that's what the policy committee came up with for the first reading.
What was the rationale behind making it different for them, for
It
those
was-
grades?
It was really more to parallel what we're already practicing we haven't denied any students any sort of food service account. As you may recall, the newspapers and the radio and the TV stations went nationwide with regard to how some schools were actually taking trays away from students and dumping them out. We don't do that here. And so we wanted to make sure that we reflected the policy, so when people come look at our policy online, they can actually read what's happening in our school district. So that was the rationale for changing.
How long is that, with a student K through 8, is there a limit of free meals or not?
Well, let me bring, Colleen, do you want to come up and answer? Colleen and I have both worked closely along with Noah with this policy, so I want to make sure I get the language exactly right.
There is no limit on the K through 8 students. So, and I know our food service staff and the principals and the social workers and the counselors are really good about working with families, so if they notice that a student is gone a week or so, they're still not getting any money into their lunch account, they'll look into it, try and work with the families, and if they need to, fill out the free and reduced lunch application, get that going, or talk to the families and see if there's another way they can help them. But the policy, the way we've rewritten it, would say that no student in K through 8 would ever go without a meal, a reimbursable meal.
Theoretically, they could go through the whole school year.
Theoretically, yes.
So how do you think this will affect our food budget?
It won't affect the food service fund because as I understand it, you can't cover negative lunch or negative meal accounts with those dollars because those dollars are supposed to be used to feed kids. So it would have to come out of the general fund.
Do we have any estimate?
It's probably our total negative balances. I'm going on memory here from a couple of years ago, but I think we maybe at that time hit anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 in negative meal balances at the end of any given year.
That's what it has been.
Mhm. And I think that was prior to us loosening up the restrictions or the payment options for parents. So I think it's improved a little bit since then, because now we don't charge a fee for parents to make their lunch account payments online.
And then why don't we do the same for 9 through 12?
We can, it's permissive. We put the word may in there to indicate that if there is a circumstance where we feel like someone is taking advantage of the system, that we'd have the option to stop serving them, but it's permissive. So that decision can be made at the high school by food service staff with involvement with the principal and the counselors.
So the idea is that we may be taking more advantage of the older ages.
Right. So we wanted the ability to stop serving a student who is just really being irresponsible about it, or not taking the message home to mom and dad and whatever the situation might be. But it's permissive, so students who really have a need to get a meal will still get one.
Colleen, help me understand the payment for breakfast, because I assume we're serving breakfast for students. How does that payment come about? Do we have anybody who may not be making payments and also not paying for their lunches? So we're not denying breakfast or lunch for K-8 students?
Correct.
All right, okay.
Yes.
Irrespective of where they are
Correct.
in their payments?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, they'll always get fed.
All right, thanks.
And I think I'd just finish up by just commenting really that for students and families who struggle to be able to afford lunch, we do have free reduced lunch programs. So this is somewhat separate from that. This is those who have an ability to pay, that where the policy is really aimed at, not for those students who, many of which we have large numbers in our district who aren't able to pay, that we have programs to cover them. All right. Thank you, Colleen. Any other questions on policies?
I was gonna ask about the transportation policy, the changes that were made, but maybe is that Colleen as well?
A lot of Colleen too. Come on up. Let me grab it.
I was just curious as well, what there were changes.
Well, I think that we wanted to make sure we had a transportation policy, and that number one thing is that we wanted to make sure we address the homeless children in there, in our policy, because we want to be in compliance with the McKenty-Vento Act. And Go ahead, Clem.
I think we were missing some language that addressed that particular situation with the homeless student in McKinney-Vento, as we are running into more and more of that, particularly this year. And we've been relying on resources at the Department of Education. They've been reviewing some of our policies and some of our procedures, and we just found that we were missing some language in this policy. But basically, if a family is deemed homeless, we do have many things that we can help them out with, and one of those is transportation. So for example, if a family ends up moving to Owatonna, we are required by the federal McKinney-Vento Act to go down there and pick up the kids and bring them to school here back in Faribault. So homeless students do not have to lose their school of origin, so we don't disrupt their education. It's enough of a disruption for them to be homeless or be forced to move because of a situation that might be happening in their family. I think that's really the biggest change.
Yep.
Thank you. Any questions on any other policies that we might need Colleen for to come up again? All right, hearing none. As I said, these policies are in front of us for our first reading, so they will be back in front of us next month at our next business meeting. And I'd ask that if you have any further questions on any of these policies, that you bring those to Superintendent Sesker or to the Policy Committee as soon as you can. Next up, Finance. Finance Committee Report. Do we have a Finance Committee report?
Well, feel free to jump in, anybody. You have things that you want to discuss. I guess the biggest issue would be the grant application, which is going to be presented also in its entirety, but we did approve the grant application for Anne Marie's going to talk more about. We also discussed continuing AVID funding, which we'll also look at later. We talked about adding a wildlife biology program, which at the high school
For college credit.
for college credit. Improve that, and that seems pretty exciting. That students will have opportunity to participate in a program and get college credit through science at the high school. I guess one issue that's will continue to be discussed is the music
Yep.
add back, and maybe you want to speak to that, Todd, but the Finance Committee thought we should put that on hold as an additional, it's an additional position, it's not an add back from the levy cuts until we are looking at the budget as a whole.
That's exactly right.
Right. Okay, any questions on the committee report? Hearing none, we have a number of items to take action on. Item 8B, a few items here reviewed by the Finance Committee and recommended for board approval. Starting with fiscal year 15, the AVID agreement.
Similar to what we've approved in the
Yeah.
past, I guess I would say that.
So
The Finance
we've
Committee
renewed this
members
every
feel
year,
that
so
we get-
I don't know if we need, are there any questions on this item?
The funding does come from the integration grant, so it's fully funded. It's not funded at all through the general fund. It's through a grant.
Through the integration rate. Any questions on this? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the fiscal year 15 AVID agreement. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Vermillion College Concurrent Enrollment Agreement. Todd, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is what Yvette was just talking about with our wildlife program with Peter Jacobson. He's connected with Vermillion College up in Ely to create a concurrent program for our kids to earn college credit. So it's a nice, it's a good relationship with that college and our students here in Faribault to get that college credit.
Excellent. Sounds like a fantastic opportunity. I'm excited by it. Any further questions on this item? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
With a motion and a second to approve, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, item 8, B3, the 21st Century Community Learning Center Grant. Any discussion on this?
I think I'm going to have Anne Marie come up for questions on this one for the 21st Century Grant. It's a very large grant that Anne Marie certainly has worked hard. I know there's a lot of other people that put in a lot of effort to make this grant possible, but we're very proud of the way the structure has been created and all the different programming for kids with this grant and the opportunities that they're going to have. So if you don't mind, Anne Marie, could you explain it?
Absolutely. I probably briefed you a little bit at the last board meeting, but I'll expand to say that this is a grant that we've had for several years. It ends the end of August of this year. So we're out of funding that has funded K-12 after-school programming. That not only has been 21st Century funded, but that's been blended with integrated district funding to support the things at the high school. Community partners have certainly stepped up to provide after-school funding like SHAC and Health Finders Clinic at the middle school. So this has been a real community effort and a real blend of different resources that have provided terrific opportunities, K-12 for after-school programming. This just takes it to another level. We've already partnered really well with Targeted Services, which is through Margaret Garrett at the Area Learning Center, to develop a really seamless, nice transition of academic and enrichment opportunities at the elementary level. So we certainly wrote that into this grant proposal. We would also incorporate some Riverbend experience, some other kind of family literacy activities, some other partners that I'm probably forgetting for elementary, but we would try to maintain that. We've certainly seen some increased academic gain, and we've certainly seen a lot of interesting student reaction to the things that Community Ed has brought forth, which are things like yoga and reflection. And it seems that students who do that and then go to their academic piece from 3:30 to 4:30 are much calmer, much more ready to engage academically. So we've certainly built that in. The middle school, we're really trying to expand programming. We're trying to at least double, if not go beyond that in terms of student reach. So again, we would be partnering with Targeted Services on that, and also some community members. The high school is also an expansion where we really want to see, instead of 3 days a week, we want to see 4 days a week of programming. That's where we get some really critical step for our high school youth that are academically lagging, and we could really try to do some interventions after school to promote post-secondary access, to promote literacy development, homework help. So we're really trying to expand that piece as well. Carleton, St. Olaf, they've all been partners along with us. We did go into this proposal with Carleton College as our co-designer. I think I mentioned that last time, so it's terrific. We are asking for more funding. We're a high-needs district, but that being said, there are many high-needs districts across Minnesota, so I don't know what our chances are to get this grant, but hopefully we'll be successful. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any further questions on this item?
What kind of an amount are we talking
Oh,
about?
what's a new amount, Anne Marie?
Looked like it was right around $1 million for all 3 years.
990.
It is $330,000 over 3 years.
So adding up to 99.
Each
Yeah,
year,
so
you
about-
get each year. And where does that money, do you have any idea where it comes from?
Yes, it is a federal funding from the Department of Education. It's called 21st Century Community Learning Center, and that is a federal money that comes from the Department of Education. And then it funnels to our Department of Education here in Minnesota, and it is a competitive process. But it is also based on a competitive priority where you have to meet AYP, Title I services, free reduced lunch, certain percentage of that, and we're an eligible district.
Does it include anything for summer programs?
You know, we have, since we have some of the funding already set for summer STEAM, I wrote some of that into this proposal, but since we have some of the levy funds to support that, I didn't feel it was necessary to really expand that. That is actually something that I gloated about in this proposal, that we were actually able to capture solid funding, sustainable funding for future use to support summer STEAM. Thank you.
Any other questions before Anne Marie sits down?
I'm happy to get up to.
All right, thank you very much, Anne Marie. I don't think we've done a motion in a second yet, so I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
A second, a motion and a second to approve the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. Next up is our fiscal year 15 integration grant. Who's going to talk to us about
I'll
that?
probably have Colleen Cardenuto come up and help out a little bit. This is similar to what we've had in the past. It's an integration grant we get from the state of Minnesota, and we apply for this grant. We set our strategies up, and a lot of the AVID program flows through this grant. There are other pieces too that we have in there, but it's basically similar to what we've been doing in the past with the AVID program.
As Todd has said, the majority of the funding does go to AVID, but we also have asked for funding in the area of FAST, our Families and School Together, where we bring our families in, those that would like to participate to learn more about schools and how to connect with schools. We also use our funding for our high school co-taught social studies and field trips, trying to integrate our students with the WEM school district. And we also use it for some funding for CAST, a small portion of CAST to help CAST with our after-school programming. We use some of the funding for our cultural liaison. We wrote that into the grant. And we put in some funding for interdistrict collaboration, in which we send our 4th and 5th graders on field trips with WEM. It needs to be there needs to be a portion of that funds in collaboration with each other. And I have to be honest that Cheryl usually writes this grant, but this year we worked together to develop it and to continue it on.
Thank you. Any questions on this grant before Coleman sits down?
So why Waterville, Elysian, Morristown?
Because the state kind of connects you with racially isolated districts, and WEM is definitely a racially isolated district compared to ours. And
So that provides exposure to those students.
Right. The goal, the ultimate goal of the grant is to integrate students and to provide opportunities for them to mix and to work together. And so we have a little bit of collaboration going on with that. I'd like to see that grow, but at this point, it's just a small piece that we can do together.
Thank you.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 15 integration grant.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. Next up, some budget matters, a couple of reports. So you can see in front of you the enrollment report, which shows that in March we are down 2 students from the previous month, so holding very steady there. Financial report showing where we are in line with spending at this time of the year. Any questions on either of those 2 reports at this time? Right. There we go. Sorry, I had to get to the approval of gifts and donations, and my computer brought me to the wrong page. So, next up in the agenda is item 8C3, consider approval of gifts and donations. So we have a number of donations coming in this past month. I'll read them all off for us. Women of the Moose, Chapter 1476, in the amount of $50, a donation for Faribault Area Learning Center Trek Program. Target Corporation in the amount of $500, a donation to purchase books for Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt, and the Rice County Republicans in the amount of $50 donation for community education. As always, we thank all members of the community who step forward to help our students with their programs, and so we thank each of these organizations for their donations, and I'll entertain a motion to accept these gifts this evening.
So moved.
Second.
So moved and second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, I certainly support all of these. I just have a curious question.
Yes.
Why do we have a political party donating money to this school?
So my understanding was that came about, the conventions were held in the schools, and the conventions were not charged the parties were not charged for that. And so in lieu of paying for the space, that organization made a decision to make a small donation to the district instead.
Thank you.
That's my understanding. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on
That's
that, but I
correct.
think that's how it came about. Yeah.
And I'm also curious about Target, $500 to purchase books. How does that come about? I mean, what was their purpose in that?
It's, when you go to a Target store and you purchase, you can sign up to donate a portion of what you're purchasing. I don't know what the percentage is, it's pretty small, like 1% can go to your favorite school. And then if you mark Faribault, then they put that dollar amount aside, and then they send that check after a certain amount of time to Faribault Public Schools.
And we decide how to use it?
Yes, yep.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the gifts as described. Any further discussion?
Oh yeah, we already had a motion and a second, that was part of the discussion.
Never mind.
Oh, that's
So
right.
take back that second motion
Second is
and second. I apologize for losing track. This is what you get for asking questions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. Sorry for the confusion on my part. Next up, other committee reports. There is no insurance report this month. A wellness committee report. Was there a meeting this month for a report? Thank you. Anne Marie.
We just need to alert you all that April 10th and 11th are the new dates for the Faribault Middle School Health Fair. So we want to make sure that's. Anything else to add? What do you want to talk about?
Well, there was lots of discussion.
There was.
A lot of preliminary
Yes,
stuff
yeah.
about future
Yeah.
possible programs.
But something
Wellness
that we can
programs.
definitely report out are those two dates for the health fair. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like just to follow into the
Yes.
next committee report, which is also you, the community ed report?
Thank you very much. And, you know, as discussed, we submitted the grant application for 21st Century. That was several weeks of working on that with many community members and staff and Faribault Public Schools staff. It was a big undertaking, but we got it submitted, so that's all that counts. The other thing I wanted to talk about was our Families in School Together program. There was a graduation just a couple weeks ago, and we did a session in Somali and a session in Spanish, and we held it at Town Square, where Adult Basic Ed is located. We had a really good turnout. We actually were able to offer on-site kind of childcare, so we had a little bit more persistence from our adults who showed up. That made it much easier for them to attend that. And again, FAST is really about sharing tips on how to navigate the school system, making sure that parents are aware of post-secondary and what's needed to get their kids geared up for post-secondary in terms of academics and finances and all of that. So it was terrific. The district should feel really proud of itself in terms of being able to offer a program like that. The community just loves it. So you should just all feel really good that we've been able to offer that program. There was probably about 25 people at the graduation, maybe 30. And our cultural liaisons were the ones that delivered the programming, and it was just really well received, and we all just received excellent feedback. So, thanks. That's it.
All right, any questions for Anne Marie? All right, thank Thank you very much. Next, we move into other matters. Item 10A, approval of the Faribault Area Learning Center extended field trip. Are there any, I'll entertain a motion to approve and then open it up for questions. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Faribault Area Learning Center extended field trip, and I'll remember that we did that. Is there any discussion on this item? Questions?
Just one question. I'm assuming that no student will be denied the opportunity based on economic need?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have, if you have other questions too, I'm gonna have Margaret come up, if you wanna come up, or, sorry.
Tim is here too.
Or Tim's running it, I'm sorry, yeah, Tim Warren is running it, and he can give you specific answers.
Probably literally running it.
Yeah, he probably is.
The grant is paid for by, or the trip is paid for by a grant, so no students having the costs.
Thanks, Tim.
Okay, thanks, Tim.
Anything else?
How many are going?
Last year we were able to take 7 because we went to the Boundary Waters and we could only take a certain amount. This year we hope to take 10, and we're going to Black Hills this time.
You were
And-
taking a bus or?
We'll rent a van,
rent a van?
15-passenger van. I'd try to get a Humvee or something like that. I don't.
Motorcycles?
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion on this item? Thank you to the staff of the Faribault Area Learning Center for putting that together. It's a fantastic trip. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, item 10B, approve resolution 1402 to establish dates for filing affidavits of candidacy. So this is a resolution that we need to pass in order to specify the dates that candidates can file to run for office for the school board next November. Any questions on this item?
It would be helpful just to read those dates or have those dates available.
Those dates, yes, those dates as listed here, I just was looking at that, would be May 20th to June 3rd of 2014.
Thank you.
And we'll do some advertising of those dates as we get closer as well. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
As this is a resolution, we need to have a roll call. Is there any further discussion on this item before we do so? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I vote yes. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
Aye.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
Jason Engred.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 6-0 in favor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, approve contingent resolution 1403 relating to choosing nominees for election to the school board and calling for school district primary election. So is this, this is the contingent, should we have more than a specified number of candidates seeking office, that we would have a primary? And is that number 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So if we had more than 8 candidates?
Yep.
I think it's
Do I
more
have-
than 8. They have 10 on there, but I think
Good
it's
one
more.
relationship.
Yeah,
Well, that would be 8, right? So if there's more than 8,
yeah,
right, yeah, 8 or under, and there would not be a primary, more than 8, and there would be a primary, okay?
Or possible.
For 4 possible seats, that's correct, okay? All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion?
The idea is this is what, that there's not more than 2 candidates for each spot.
That's right, that's right. And this has been standard, it's been that way as long as I've been paying attention. I don't know about before that. Hearing no further discussion, Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote yes. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
Aye.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 6-0 in favor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Item 10C, moving on to item 10D, consider approval of vision, mission, and goals for the Faribault Public Schools, an action item. So this is the vision and mission and goals of the district. We revisit this annually, and we, at our last work session, actually 2 work sessions ago, do I have that correct? Looked at this, and we now bring it to the board for approval. Is there any discussion on this, this item at this time? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any further discussion? Todd, this will get posted on the district website, right?
Yeah, we'll take off whatever.
Strategic plan is always there.
Yep.
Whatever the
every-
latest one is up there in a nice, easy to find link on the front page, hopefully.
Yep.
Something nice and obvious. It's an excellent document, and I think it's refined and gets a little better each year, and so I think it's a good document for those in our district to take a closer look at. Is there any further discussion then? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. Next item, 10E, consider approval of the 2013-2015 Principal Employment Agreement. Perhaps Nicole wants to come up here and tell us a little bit about that.
Sure.
Well, whether or not she wants to, she can come forward and tell us a little bit more about that.
Good evening, thank you. What you have before you is the memo that summarizes up the 2013-15 Faribault Principal Association contract. The 2-year agreement consists of an increase for the principals in the amount of $23 per day per principal. So it's a little different for each principal because they're contracted for a specific number of days. Each of them are a different number of days that they're contracted for, but it all equates to $23 per day. In addition to that, there are 2 principals that will be eligible for lane advancements this year, moving from the beginning lane that they've started on because they were new to us this year. They'll go into the middle lane now, beginning with the 14-15 school year. Also, we have increased their health insurance benefits for the 13-14 school year in the amount of $75 per month, and also $50 per month for the 14-15 school year. This equates to a 2-year total compensation package of 6.07%. We tried to make it fairly equal between the 2 years. Year 1 is 3.03, and year 2 is 3.04.
Are there any other
Questions?
changes? Oh,
Sorry, go ahead. No, go
Is there
ahead.
any other changes in the contract?
The only
Any
other
language?
The only other changes that we made pertain to dates,
Okay, nothing else.
correct?
When you say total composition, that's bottom line.
Correct, that
There's
includes,
nothing else,
right, that includes all benefits, that go along with this. The principals, because they pay into TRA, they did have an increase to TRA, but that is included in this, total package, the 6%.
The district's contribution is included in that.
Right.
Yep.
Nicole, when you talked about per day, does that mean they all got the same per day?
Yes,
It's not a percentage of their current salary.
right, they all got the same $23 per day.
Mr. Chairman, another question?
Yes, please.
How come the principals work different days? I mean, not the total, you know?
You know, maybe,
Yeah, it varies. It depends on, these were negotiated a while back, and depending on the type of job and the position that they're in, usually the high school principal has a longer contract. It just depends on the number of days per the school district. And the assistant principal has lesser days, mainly because they're making a lesser dollar amount too. So they get more time off during the summer. It just varies in different areas.
Right, so the head
It's-
principal at the middle school and the high school both have to be there longer than the assistant principals. And they have, a few, the duties vary from building to building, but for the most part, they may have more to do with scheduling and activities that are going on.
And then we take those days that they work into account when we do the comparable worth study. And so when we make sure that our pay equity piece is in line, those days are part of that formula that we use to figure out whether or not we're in compliance. So there's a lot of different pieces that go to that. But based on our school district, we believe that these are the appropriate days for the administrators to have. Some have less, some have more.
Are we pretty comparable with the other Big 9 schools?
Yeah, we are. As far as number of days are concerned, or salary?
Salaries?
Salary, yes, we are. We're pretty comparable. We're not the highest by any means. We're probably about, I'd have to say about the second to third from the bottom. So, and there's 9, so we're a little below average, but yeah. But as far as the number of days are concerned, I'm not sure on the number of days. I don't know exactly how many days the other districts require.
I was just interested in the overall salary
Okay.
compensation.
Any further questions? All right. Hearing none, have we done a motion and a second to approve? I don't think so. Is that correct? I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
No.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
and Jason Ingbrett.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 5-1 in favor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, item 10G. I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Item 10F. Consider approval of the 2014-2017 superintendent employment contract. So Tom and Jerry and I, after we finished the, I think we're pretty sure saying Tom, Jerry, and I.
Tom and Jerry.
Every time I told my wife I was meeting with Tom and Jerry, she had to chuckle. We met a number of times after to complete the superintendent evaluation, and then follow that up with a negotiation of the next 3-year contract. Superintendent Sesker's contract is ending at the end of this year, and so it's time to renew his contract. And superintendent contracts are typically for 3 years. And so we negotiated with Todd on that contract. So an email was sent out to you with the numbers on the percentages. These are total package numbers. They are, for the first year, 4.2%, for the second year, 2.96%, and for the third year, 2.96%. To explain why that first year is a bit higher than the others, we were trying to keep the numbers right around in line with the principals in terms of percentage of increase. But the first year, we went a little bit higher. The idea was that at the current moment, if you look at the comparables on the second sheet, if you happen to have that sheet with you via the email, our superintendent was at the bottom of the Big 9 in terms of salary. And so we wanted to move him up slightly in that area. So that's why you see the extra percent in that first year. We don't anticipate that skyrocketing him to the top of the Big 9. In fact, I suspect he'll still be in the lower half. But just to make sure that his salary stays comparable with the other Big 9 employees, so that we keep his competitive with the others. So that is the bottom line of the financials of the contract. Are there any discussions on that?
One question, according to this, it's over 3 years, it's a $20,000 increase.
That's correct.
I would just comment that I think that the evaluation process was pretty extensive this round, or maybe it's always been in the past, but there was staff input as well in the evaluation, which I thought was really helpful, and it was very positive.
It was a goal of ours to make sure that our superintendent felt like we felt like the reviews from this district have come out very positive in his favor, that he is a valuable employee that we like very much having in our district, and we want to make sure that we compensate him a level comparable to his peers, so that he feels fairly compensated, and we believe this contract does so. If you look at the salaries for these next 4 years in his contract and compare that to the other salaries of the Big Nine, you'll see that there is no way that his salary will jump him up to the end of the Big Nine, as we anticipate all of those salaries that you're seeing right now will also be moving up. But on the other hand, we think it's a fair compensation that we hope recognizes the wonderful work that we believe he's doing in the district. Please, Mr. Robershaw.
Just a couple of comments. I think that as I travel around the state and understand the salaries that superintendents are being paid, I think that the superintendent position must be compensated for the value it contributes to the community and to the schools. We are a multi-million-dollar corporation, close to $40 million. And as a CEO of that corporation, the compensation should reflect the expectation and the standards and the dynamics of that position. I do not believe that what we are proposing for our superintendent in any way is less than what should be reflective of the value that we have for that, for Todd and the work he's done in this district. So I think it's very important that people understand that it is a CEO of a multi-million-dollar corporation, and that position should be compensated accordingly. As I take a look at some of the other superintendent positions, we are not recommending that Mr. Sesker be paid at the top of the Big Nine, although I think he deserves to be paid at the top of the Big Nine. We're going to insult him to say that he should be the least paid superintendent with the experience that you bring to this position. So I certainly have absolutely no qualms about supporting the proposal that has been brought forth for Mr. Sesker's contract in the next 3 years.
Any further comments on this?
Having served on the Superintendent's Evaluation Committee now for the second time, I too would like to second what Mr. Robichaud was just saying. One of the consolations of growing older is perspective, and I've been an employee or a member of this school district for going on 41 years now. And I have seen high points and low points. And over my tenure here on the board, we've had both as well. But one of the high points has been seeing the leadership and the leadership team that he has assembled. And I believe that Mr. Sesker is one of the best superintendents that I've had the privilege of working with or for. And our attempt to raise his salary from the bottom of the Big Nine up a couple of notches, I think that's about as far as it's going to go, but for now, but is more than warranted, and we are getting good value for our investment. Mr. Sesker's leadership, Mr. Sesker's leadership team, it's one of the smooth functioning. I've been impressed on a weekly basis by the work being done by he and his team. I am wholly in favor of the proposal that we have here. I wish it could be more in some respects, but it is what it is, and if we can move you up a little bit from where you were, and if you feel the respect that we have for you, then I think it's been a successful process.
All right. Any further discussion? All All right, hearing none. Have we done a motion and a second? I'll entertain a motion and a second to approve the 2014 to 2017 superintendent employment contract.
So moved.
I'll second Mr. Casper.
Thank you both. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
No.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 5-1 in favor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, item 10G, consider approval of the 2013 and 2015 non-union employment agreements. We have a number of agreements. These are for all of our, largely for the cabinet members, those who do not fall within a union within the district. If you look at the handouts, you'll see, I was just looking them and I could not find an exception to 3% and a 3% raise. Are there any that I should be aware of as I'm looking through them, Nicole? I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's,
The quotas and,
CODIS.
and speech language therapy assistants, those two, employee types, we designated an increase that mirrored the teacher's increase. They're more like a teacher than other, staff members.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Nicole, for clarifying that. All right. Any discussion on these items? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to consider approval of the 2013-15 non-union employment agreements. Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
No.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
and Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 5-1 in favor.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, we have the privilege of hiring a new middle school principal. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the employment agreement of our new middle school principal. Michael, yes. Did I skip something?
Well, I think you may have skipped H.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
That's the right one.
No, that's
Oh,
right.
no, I'm sorry, you have an older version.
Oh, that's
I
sorry.
think that's next on mine, those were flipped.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I apologize.
I did not want to skip that, but no, thank you. So we are on the right item, 10H, consider approval of the employment agreement for the middle school principal. Todd, would you please tell me the last name again?
Mayak.
So we're approving a contract for Michael Mayak, welcoming him to the middle school. Any discussion on this item?
Mr. Chair, could he come up and introduce himself?
Yes, and we promise there'll be no follow-up questions.
Can we do it after we approve this?
Yeah, then you can talk to him afterwards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Myhock. I've been an educator for the last 22 years. I've been serving as a principal for 15 years now, this is my 14th year as principal. So I'm very excited for the opportunity and look forward to July to start in on this adventure.
Well, welcome to the district, and we're excited to get to know you better in these upcoming months.
Very good, thank you.
My understanding, you come from Granite Falls.
Yes, that's where I am now,
It's a good place to be from.
yeah. You are as well?
I was out there for about 4 years.
Okay.
And you were at Janesville.
And I was at Janesville, correct.
Two wonderful places.
Granite Falls is a great place.
Janesville's great, too.
Thank you, Michael.
Janesville's good too.
Excellent. Have we done a motion in a second? I don't recall doing so. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on this item? Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
Aye.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 6-0 in favor.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, item 10I, consider approval of the resolution placing probationary staff on termination status. So in your board packets, we have a number of staff members who will be placed on termination status. So these are probationary staff, meaning that they have not been with the district long enough to achieve tenure. And so we are choosing to put these particular staff on termination at this time. I'll entertain a motion to approve in a second, and then we can have any discussion on the item. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion on this item?
Mr. Chair, now, these individuals are not to be brought back, or this is?
That's correct, yep,
that's-
yep.
okay.
Any other questions on these items? All right, hearing none. Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
Aye.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
and Jason Ingrid.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 6-0 in favor, 6-0.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next up, consider approval of Apple contract agreement for staff iPads. Is there any information that should be shared with us?
Sure,
Additionally to
and
this about this?
if we invite Maria up,
Maria, thank
that
you.
would be great.
The proposal is to enter a lease agreement with Apple, a 3-year lease agreement to purchase iPads for teachers in our district, K through 12. The goal is to distribute these iPads to our staff prior to school ending so that they can have more of the summer to prepare and train for fall integration into the classroom.
Okay.
How many are you, no, you're leasing these?
It's a 3-year lease, yes.
Okay, you're not buying them at all?
No, at the end of 3 years, we own them, and we can sell them back to Apple for fair market value, or we can keep them.
How many?
360.
So these go to very specific teachers or staff, I mean,
All teachers K through 12.
Is it just K through 12 or K through 12?
We're working on the pre-K right now, so, on the funding for right now.
I'll
The
hear
intent
about
will be to
that,
get
I
the,
guess.
yes, we will get them.
All right.
But right now, we get the K-12.
Thank you.
these are the ones that came up through surveys and testing it out, is this?
We surveyed the staff at the secondary schools, and we received feedback from the elementary staff, and we've implemented several technology professional development plans, and the iPad was the most requested choice by our staff.
So these are ones that could go to students too?
Eventually, when we look at purchasing for students, we would look at the same model.
Any other questions for Maria? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all. Item 10K, consider approval of additional student and staff days. Mr. Sesker, would you please tell us a little bit about that and the plan that's in place at this time?
You bet, and I'm going to invite Colleen Cardenuto up also. She's been working on this quite a bit. But just to summarize what we've had 5 snow days and a couple late starts, but the late starts, we can count those as days there. But for the 5 days that we have to make up, we have to take 2 away right away because part of the teacher's contract is that built in, they have 2 makeup days. So we're really talking about 3 days that we can make up. So one of the days that we're looking at is April 18th, and that right now is Good Friday. And that would be a student day. And then the June 5th day was originally the checkout day for staff to get their rooms all cleaned up and to check out, turn their keys in. We'd like to move that to June 6th and then have Thursday, June 5th as a required staff development day where we can start some of the training with the technology and some of the more details that Colleen can probably fill you in on that we're looking at for. So that's our first piece. The other option that the board has is for the 3 days to make up. You could do student days on June 5th and June 6th as well. And then you would have the 3 student days, but then you lose the staff development day and the checkout day for staff. So you have to be a little bit careful there, because you don't want to add days, because then you're gonna have to pay staff, so.
And just so you know, June 5th, the thought is to help roll out our teacher evaluation, our teacher growth plan.
Oh, that's right.
And so we thought about using it for some component with technology, even though we already have some June date options for training. But the teacher eval has to be rolled out and started in the next fall. And so we thought we'd use that day for that.
Okay. Questions or comments on this item, please?
So if we get any more snow days, what happens then?
Well, we need 165 days, and so we still have, I think, one day in our pocket, we believe, except for not necessarily the ALC may not because of a water situation. And then we need, I think it's 1,020 hours, and we're okay there at this moment. The ALC will have to adjust their school day in the future here to make up those hours, but the rest of the building should be okay if we have one more. Beyond that, you know.
If we make up the April 18th, then we'd be at 168.
Right, if we,
Yep, so, and
Oh, we'd
the
be at
state
160.
requires 165.
165, okay, we do have a
And
couple.
then, and our district policy had 172, so we got 3 different numbers.
So if we get more than one more snow day, we'll end up having to hire staff for additional days.
If we go beyond June 6th, we have to be very careful, because the contract days for the teachers can't exceed those number of days. So if you choose these 3 days, and theoretically, I guess if you miss it, then the staff would miss it. If you make that up, you're still okay. But if you do 3 days of student days, if you go student day on April 18th, June 5th, and June 6th, we can't require staff to come in after that, because then you're gonna have to pay them, because it made the 3 days up.
So if we approve one day, we would have a cushion still of.
You still have a
Yeah,
2-day cushion.
yeah. If we get more than one more snow day,
Then we might be going on Saturdays or not. We have looked at extending the day too. I mean, that may be another option for student days, but right now it doesn't help us with the contract days and the student days. You have to, you have to put in both. You have to be 165 days and, not or, and 1,020 hours. So you have to hit both those minimums.
Well, if we get another snow day, I'm blaming Howard for jinxing it.
So it's tough.
It's gonna be
I'm just
Thursday,
remembering
Howard.
last year.
Any further questions on this item?
Mr. Chair,
Please.
so you got 5 snow days and then 2 late starts, which is, you could add another day, right? Theoretically, it's a half a day, or?
Well,
Actually,
Go ahead.
the late starts, actually, they do count for a day, so we don't, so adding the late starts doesn't, having the students
Or
come in
not
on the
late,
late starts don't.
Yeah, that's right, late starts.
Yeah.
But again, you know, the students are being shorted here. I see this as that I want the maximum teacher-student contact, and I'm not hearing that. I'm, you know, staff development days, and, you know, I'm not seeing that.
Well, we know that we've already gone beyond what the state is requesting, and so the thought is to bring them in on April 18th, which is an additional day. The June 5th and June 6th situation has a little bit of an issue of backing up into 2 things. Obviously, our graduation, if we need additional days, so we wanted to kind of keep June 5th in our back pocket in case we do have another snow day. So we want to make sure graduation, you know, happens on time, and our other concern, we had one more concern.
Summer school
Summer
next week.
school. So summer school is the other piece. So keeping June 5th in the back pocket for the possible May snowstorm was kind of the thought process behind that.
Is anybody considering dropping, I don't know how many days, 2 or 3 left on the,
Early outs.
early outs?
We did talk about that. According to the state, that adds minutes, but it doesn't add days.
Has anybody talked about extending the school day, you know, the periods?
Yes, we talked about extending the school day. However, we're not overly concerned about those minutes because we only need 1020, and we're more concerned about not having 165 days because that is what we're closer to not making if we have more snow days. So we did talk about that. We did call the state to see if we could add extra minutes to count as days, and that is not allowable.
Well, my concern is that increase the number of hours or minutes or whatever of teacher-student. You know,
Right,
and
but-
that's,
Right, the idea was to hold a day for an additional snow day, as Howard has brought up, just to hold that back. The other opportunity is, you know, we also have our summer school starting, and so we really need to, you know, watch out for what we have left over to make it happen. We do have more days than the state, we have more days and minutes than the state does require.
with the, of course, it started with January 6th, but, you know, should we have thought about this before?
Well, actually, the April 18th day, we have not had April 18th off in this district for a very long time. And so ironically, we added that saying, well, if we have a snow day and we need to make one up, we did put that in the calendar. We also have days already built into our calendar. As we said, we go 173 days, 72 days for our students. We only need 165, so we do technically have built-in snow days.
What would the days have been available? Would have been spring break days that we could have
Seems-
added earlier. I mean, if we would have looked at this earlier, my impression from parents is they would not have wanted.
Well, we have a district tradition. Now that I'm working on the calendar, I have learned that we have a district tradition in Faribault to make sure that we graduate the first Sunday in the month of June, which is somewhat of a struggle at times to make that calendar work. It probably will be a discussion item coming up probably next school year about we might need to change that tradition. We did last year and we probably will have to do the following. Yeah.
Change tradition.
Well,
My goodness.
Culture.
Labor Day is gonna be late. It's gonna cause some problems for our calendar in the future.
Never done it that way before.
Any further questions on this item? All right, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve, and just to clarify for the record for those who are watching and can't see this, this will add, most important for those in the community, this will add another student school day on April 18th. So students and parents will start needing to plan for that date. Any further discussion on this item?
Will it be changing the website? Because right now they're waiting for this vote, right? To
They are,
change
yep,
it?
yep, we're waiting for the board's decision. We'll
Okay.
make sure it's public as much as
Thank you.
possible.
Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
No.
Mr. Clerk, would you please do a roll call?
I will vote aye. Tom Casper,
Aye.
Yvette Marthaler,
Aye.
Richard Olson,
No.
Jerry Robichaud,
Aye.
and Jason Engbrett.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 5-1 in favor.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. We now move into item number 11, other items of information. And moving on to item 11B, any points of information from school board members? Yeah, please.
Mr. Chair, I think it should be noted in the consent agenda, there are 3 individuals who submitted their letters of resignation, retirement. Cheryl Curry, Artis Johnson, and Arbith Krogh, who have contributed totally over 50-some years of education, 60 years of education to students in Faribault. Cheryl, 16 years, Artis 21, and Arbith 30 years. And I think it would be unfortunate if we didn't recognize those individuals for the contributions they've made to students in the student lives in this district over those number of years. So.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I'm sure the rest of the board echoes those important sentiments. Any other items of information from the board?
Mr. Chairman, at the last meeting, I took note of the passing of Mr. David Thayer. And in some conversations with others since that time, I'd like to note the passing of 2 other district employees in the last few months. If there hadn't note been taken of these previously, I was gone in January and did miss a meeting, but 2 people that I had the fortune of working with was Mrs. Lori Anderson, a longtime media aide at the middle school. She literally saved my teaching life on a number of occasions way back when. And Ms. Ruth Lisney, who was a senior high language arts teacher for many years. So if they had been noted before, I'd like to note them again. But if they hadn't been noted before, I'd like to recognize their service to the community of Faribault.
Thank you very much, Tom. And again, I'm sure the rest of the board echoes those comments. Anything else from the board at this time? If not, Mr. Superintendent.
We are getting busy with the hiring process with the levy. We are going to set up interviews for a lot of positions. We've got about 20 folks to hire this spring, so we're kind of on full steam ahead with this process. So we're going to be very busy. I did attend, sometimes they'll ask superintendents to attend a panel for aspiring superintendents to get through the University of Minnesota certification. I was able to be one of the panelists at meeting last Thursday, and happened to, one of the processes for the person presenting to get their superintendent certification is to just show what they've done and then all their different credentials and some other things. And an elementary principal from Hopkins was talking about a FLES, F-L-E-S program, and I mentioned that to Colleen today, and that's a world language program, a unique way of integrating a world language program into the elementary school, which I think is pretty cool that we're going to start investigating a little bit. But it does have some good potential. Last Friday, I also attended the Achievement Gap piece with Commissioner Casilius. It was another very good conference last Friday, and they talked about different pieces of how we can improve our scores to help improve that achievement gap. And one of the things that they talked about was through our teacher evaluation rubric, we need to have that as our priority of what strategies we're using as teachers to close the achievement gap. So that's going to be something we're going to discuss when we go to the licensure, but it is a huge priority for our state. And not only that, but we want to make sure that everybody excels and that that bottom catches up with the top, and we're not crisscrossing. Everybody's going up on an equal level. So that is all I have for now.
All right, thank you, Todd. Okay, with that then, we are on to our second to the last item, which is some dates to remember, item 12. Those are April 2nd, 3:30 p.m., a Wellness Committee meeting in the district office. On April 7th at 4:30 p.m., a Curriculum Committee meeting in the district office. On April 8th at 4:30 p.m., a Policy meeting at the district office. April 14th at 5:30 p.m., a work session at the district office. April 21st at 7:30 a.m., a Finance meeting at the district office. And April 28th at 6:30 p.m., there will be another board meeting right back here at City Hall Council Chambers. So with that then, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.